Hello. I am not going to tell you what day of the week it is. I can learn. I've been practicing picking up this camera and not saying, hello, it's Friday, hello, it's Thursday, like it matters. It doesn't matter. It's whatever day it is that you're watching this. But I am back from my vacation. I have a few things to say about my trip, but I'm not going to say them in this video. Instead, I'm going to take you on a little journey through the Hourglass series that I have now truly completed. And normally I don't really like telling people what story I was trying to tell in a painting, beyond maybe a title. And even that can sort of lead people away from what they might be experiencing. And I just assume when you look at one of my pieces of art that you have your own experience with it and come up with your own meanings. And that meaning is just as valid, as far as I'm concerned, as to what I was trying to say. However, I did have a lot to try to say in these hourglass paintings, and I think some of it's an interesting story. So don't let it negate what you are feeling when you see the paintings. And I will just explore with you a little bit of what I was thinking and why I created this series, starting with number one. In this first painting, I was thinking about what I would say now, if I could, to a younger version of me. I was also thinking about time running out to do so, to do anything I always meant to do, hence the hourglass. As I painted it, I began to discover a timeless connection between then and now. I was just as much talking to my younger self as I was remembering talking to and listening to another part of me all along. There was no division between then and now. There was no time. I thought about what I might tell her, if I could now, to make the road ahead of her a little easier. But it seemed enough to just hold her hand and help her feel not so alone. There just wasn't enough time or space in the first painting to address a nagging feeling or question and hopefully quiet it, so I kept on painting. The feeling or question was about time running out. This comes up more often for me now, even though I truly believe we only ever have the moment at hand. Because I have vivid memories of being a dancer, that often surfaces in my paintings. In this one, I wanted to convey that I'm still a dancer in my heart, even though I seem to have lost my dancing costume or dancing identity somewhere along the way. I've lost some feminine parts and curves to cancer surgery, and I hide more of me behind clothing these days than I used to, but I have not forgotten how to dance. I created the doors in this painting to show that while I can't go back, I still remember, and my heart is full of compassion here for the younger version of me that often danced as if her very life depended on being able to do things well. You are enough as is, I would tell her now, if I could. I am sometimes blindsided by an old sadness or longing that seems to come out of nowhere to hurt me. But it can be amplified if there's nothing or no one around me at the moment to distract me from it. Who is this person who is suddenly sad right in the middle of the happiest time in her life? This painting is about the many sides of me. I am both wise at times and clueless at other times. I can feel accomplished and driven to do more, and I can feel like crawling into bed to just lay there and wonder what the point of it all is. I am mostly happy and joyful, and still sometimes overwhelmed by an old sadness or loss that won't let go of me. I passionately make art, and I believe wholeheartedly in the healing power of art. But some days that belief is buried under the weight of worldly concerns, and I cannot fix anything with my art. At this point in my life, I live alone, without the need to care for pets or children or others on a daily basis. I am not without love for or from such. I just don't have the responsibility anymore. This can also leave me feeling alone with those feelings when they show up, and even magnify them. But I'm not any sadness I might harbor in my heart. I am, out in the world to others, a healer, a listener, a lover, a giver, a dancer, an artist, and much more. This painting is about leaning on those parts of me to help me sit with the part of me that might be sad or afraid for just a moment in time. It is about turning inward and sitting with my sadness or fears rather than running away from them or wanting something or someone to fix them for me. If I was speaking to my sad self in this painting, I would say, everything is going to be okay. When I got to this painting, I had resolved something. Instead of just letting time run out, I planted forget-me-nots in the hourglass, and I had a lovely conversation with my younger self. I told her how proud I was of her and how loved she was, and I painted her hand on her heart to show that she felt that all along. My grandmother's favorite flower was the iris, and I have always been aware of her presence and encouragement in my life, even after she was no longer physically in my life. This painting is partly a memory of playing in her garden. In it, I am both the grandmother and the child, and I'm a mother in between those two generations, and the child of my own mother. If I were to say something as myself today to the child in the painting, it would be, go on, don't be afraid. I'm right here to catch you if you fall.